Today, now I would like to brief on the basic laws of a DC circuit. Okay, this subtopic of basics law. There's 6 basics in basics law: series resistor and voltage divisions, parallel resistor and current division, wire data transformations, Ohm's laws, nodes, branches and loops, and Kirchhoff's law. And have 2 types of law, KCL and KVL. This KCL is Kirchhoff current law. KVL is Kirchhoff voltage law. And now I will show you the calculation. Okay, we know that by applying KVL loop, show that a loop that given will show this is a positive, negative, positive, negative, and positive, negative. Okay, we know that the first loop have one equation that give negative 20 plus V1 negative V2 equals to 0. By substitute this equation, do that negative 20 plus 2i plus 3i equals to 0, and calculate this equation. Negative 20 plus 5i equals to 0, and 5i equals to 20, I equals to 20 over 5, I equals to 4. Then we know that in this circuit, the current flow in one circuit is 4 amps. This parallel circuit has one node that I call A. Okay, and I will use a Kirchhoff current law, KCL, to show this equation. The first equation for KCL give I1 as I2 minus I3 equals to 0. That show I1 equals to I2 plus I3. By applying KVL loops 1 as in the circuit, show the circuit have 2 loops. They have V1 and this V2 and this V3, and the KVL loop give the equation negative 30 plus V1 plus V2 equals to 0 for a first loop. Okay, and we express this This is for first equation that first loop and second loop. This is loop 1 and loop 2. Okay, we express this is in term of I1 and I2 as in equation negative 30 plus 8I1 plus 3I2 equals to 0. Show that I1, and now we must find I1 and show this step 30 minus 3I2 over 8. This is for I1 equation, and for the second one we applying KVL to loop 2. This is loop 2 that have two resistors, and KVL loop 2 is negative V2 plus V3 equals to 0. We know that this circuit parallel will same, the voltage was same in the resistor, in this resistor. And now we know that V3 equals to V2, as expected, since the two resistors are in parallel. From this equation we substitute V3 as 6I V3 6I3 equals to 3I2. In this equation we want to find I3, and we have to express V1 and V2 in terms of I1 and I2 as in equation. So this must over 6 and over 6. So we can know that I3 equals to 1 I2 over 2. In this circuit we also apply Ohm's law, that we know that each V1, V2 and V3. So V1 is 8I1, V2 equals to 3I2, and V3 equals to 6I3. This is Ohm's law. By this equation we know that this is for equation 2 and this for equation 1. For by using KCL, that we can know that by substitute this equation for I1 minus I2 minus I3 equals to 0, we can substitute this by equation that we get. I1 equals to 30 minus 3I2 over 8 minus I2 minus I3, that we get the answer I2 over 2 equals to 0. For this equation we can use a calculator for get the answer. Okay, just just type the number 30. First we have to do a bracket. 30 minus 3 adds bracket and over 8 bracket minus add and minus bracket and bracket s over 2 and bracket that we have to shift alpha equals, and if alpha equals to 0 and shift calculate. The answer is I2 is a 2m. When we get the answer for I2, we can get an answer for I1 and I3. Before that, we just get the answer for I3 by using this equation. I3 equals to I2 over 2. The answer for I2, we just substitute this equation, I3 over 2m over 2, and I3 is 1m. Okay, after we get the I3 and I2, we can calculate the answer. We can get the answer for I1. I1 equals I1 minus I2 minus I3 equals to 0, and I1 equals to I2 plus I3. I2, the answer for I2 is 2m plus and the answer for I3 is 1m. Then the answer for I1 is 3m. Okay, and you know that we get the answer for after we get the current of this circuit, we know that the I1 is equal to 3 amps and I2 is equal to 2 amp and I3 is equal to 1 amp. Okay, this answer we'll get by using KCL. That means Kirchhoff current law. Okay, the equation by using KVL, it can get the current for KCL, the answer for KCL. And now, when we know that the answer for current, each current for each resistor, we can using Ohm's law to calculate the voltage for each voltage drop at resistor. So I want to find voltage drop at V1. The resistor is 8 and I1, and 8 multiplied by I1 is 3 amp. The answer is 24 volt for V1, and V2 the resistor is 3 I2 for the current, and the current is 2 amp. The answer is 6 volt for V2, and V3 we get resistor is 6 ohm, and 6 times current is 1 amp, and the answer is 6 volt. We know that the voltage at this parallel circuit will same at each resistor. That voltage drop at this is same, and this side V2 and equals to V3 in parallel. So we get the V3 and V2. The answer for voltage is 6 volts. Okay, this is for KCL and KVL calculation. Kirchhoff current law and Kirchhoff voltage law will calculate in series and parallel circuit. Okay, thank you.